Galactic Adventures. Very glad that you could come to our office today, sir. So, before we deep dive into the book, a basic question about how has your history been with the world of literature? What was your childhood experiences with books?
The very first thing I would like to say is that I'm not that good with learning. So I used to be a failure as always during my engineering time, etc. I was not that a bright student. That is where I tried to push myself and understand things in a more challenging way. So, for example, if there is a literature copy that is given, right, it would be a little hard for everybody to understand.
Correct.
There are only specific set of people that they can grasp those texts.
Correct.
So that is where the journey started. It started from my sister actually. So she used to teach me with images. So I never used to understand words. So it was the pictorial learning. From there I got this inspiration that the pattern that we've been taught in the schools, right? So it is not understood by all the kids.
Correct.
So that is where we thought we'll pitch in, and we have tried to come up with a different pattern in our books.
Correct.
So yeah, from there the literature journey started.
That's a very, very valid point that, a lot of our learning with respect to our schooling is very, rote learning, where you have to by heart a lot of things.
Yes.
And I see that you're trying to make children understand any concept with pictures, with making it more interesting. It's a very nice idea. Where did that come? Was it again your childhood experiences or something that made you believe that, yeah, this is the right time I have to get into this world of education and making children understand things better?
That's a good question. So it came from two different places. The one which I've already said now, it came from my childhood. I had difficulty in learning things. But during the course, the way I understood, the way I started understanding words or the literature, it changed, and that is why my intellect it started growing a little bit as well. So when I went to the US, I completed my master's in business administration. Then I was doing my second master's, which is in project management. Our professor gave us a project, and it was related to a space, and it was a movie called Martian.
Oh yeah.
So that we had to get that insights from that movie and break that into a project pattern.
Correct.
So from there I got another inspiration, like why not we do it in a kids genre, because they are our future.
Correct.
So that is why this book, in between these two covers, it is just not words here. Words been put up. It is a complete experience that a kid goes through. It is a complete space experience a kid and a parent also goes through.
Correct.
So to make this book interesting, what we have done is come up with activity sections as well.
Correct.
And to even drastically increase the experience of this space adventure. So there are toys. It is not like the regular toys. We have space projectors, we have hologram projectors tag along with this book.
Correct.
So that gives a phenomenal experience to the readers.
Yes, absolutely.
And also, this is the experience we want the end user to experience. But there is also a bunch of lessons, education content, which they are passively consuming. So given that even if there was another book which was just pure words, right, it would have been a little difficult for the end user to remember it for a long time.
Makes sense, yeah.
So if there is a break in a pattern, the way the kids are learning things, right, so it would have them memorize for a longer time.
Correct.
So that is what we are trying to do.
Yeah.
So this is our very first book to give them a space experience. So yeah.
That's, very nice concept. I think we had this discussion in the initial stages itself, that it's not just learning of words, there's also activities which will make anybody get hooked to the book, and I see that it is there, that element of a child being hooked to the book is always there in this book. So now that you're a published author, so how is the feeling, how is your the reactions from your friends and family?
Oh, it is great. Great thanks to the Right Order team, great thanks to Shubham, Diksha,
Thank you,
the design team. They have been of tremendous help. This book wouldn't have been a great success without you guys' support. So it was the interaction with the right artist teams, that is always very fruitful. So they have helped us to a great extent to come up with such a beautiful piece of product.
I think I can speak not just from my end but also from the team's end. It was a wonderful experience for us to be working on this, because you as an author are also very friendly, very calm. You have very clear ideas about what you want the book to be like. So I think the process was very smooth for you. I can definitely see this book, going places. Like it might take some time for sure, but it is going to reach,
Hopefully, we want this to reach to maximum number of people.
Correct. So, are there many other books in the pipeline? Are there more books coming in?
Yeah, there are. So we have the second book which is ready. That is called The Powers Within. So it is a global edition book, meaning we have 25 stories coming from 25 different countries.
Okay.
And that was written with partnering with the Teachers Association of Karnataka. So we partnered with them and came up with 25 different set of stories.
Very nice.
So and each set of stories would help a young mind or young reader to realize the powers that already have themselves.
That's
So
nice.
for
That's
example,
very nice.
there is part of wisdom. How do you use wisdom? And all this skill set help them nurture in their long life. So and all of these things, it is crafted in a story fashion with great illustrations, so that again the way they consume the content, right, it's a different pattern of learning.
Absolutely.
So that they can have this memorized for a very long time.
Correct. Just another question that I missed out. So, why did you choose the space for your first book?
Space. Good question. The answer is like every child.
They're fascinated.
They are fascinated with
Correct.
space. If we take a statistic count of like 100 children,
Correct.
so everybody, like some or the other, like they would have dreamt of being an astronaut or something.
Correct.
They have very good, nice fantasies with the space adventures book.
Correct.
So that's a reason thought we come. And second reason is we do not have space related books in India.
Correct. It's very limited.
It is very limited. So a graphic novel related to the space with the activity book is the first of kind in India. So, and it is more than a book. It is more than just a book. We want to have that experience.
Correct.
So it is definitely going to be an amazing experience once we have
Absolutely.
the integration with the toys, etc. It's going to be an amazing experience.
So, for anybody who aspires to maybe write a book, maybe particularly a children's book, is there any sort of advice that you would want to give them? Like any sort of difficulties that you faced and how you overcame them? Something that you would want to pass on the wisdom to the next set of authors coming in? Do you have anything of that sort?
The only piece of advice would be, so when we take up the pen and start writing on paper, right? So we should not think in the perspective of ourselves.
Correct.
We should think in the perspective of a child, and every child is not brilliant. Just like we have 5 fingers, all fingers are not same.
Yes.
Everybody have their own intellect skills. They might be perhaps good in different things. So we should consider these things. We should keep these things in mind, and then thoughtfully craft our books.
Correct.
So in a business jargon, what we say is a product market fit. So we should build the product for customers.
Correct.
We should not build customers for our products.
Correct.
We should build products for our customers.
Correct.
In this case, customers
Very
is our
nice. Very nice point. Yeah.
new children's, new generation children's.
So congratulations once again, sir.
Thank you.
I think it's one of a kind book that is coming, and I'm glad that I got to be a part of this project.
Thank you.
Wishing you all the best for it, whatever you plan to do in the future as well for all the books that are coming in. Wish you the best, and you can get your copies on Amazon. Thank you, everybody.